So here we go then, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Game Day, and we're back on the road as Town take on Birmingham City. We're arrived at St Andrews in this championship tie between Kieran McKenna and Wayne Rooney's side, and it's not raining just yet, which I'm pretty happy about. I've got my waterproofs ready, so I'm prepared for once, just in case there is a downpour at some stage. But yeah, should be an interesting game. The players are behind me in the background, as you can see, just taking a look at the pitch. Sam Morsey got his tunes in, had a lot of coffee or a cup of tea in his hand, where he drinks. Hope you enjoyed that, my friend. The normal stuff going to be on Game Day as ever, the media strand rating, the team news, and of course, the thoughts from the Cowboy Army. Let's get right into it. Hope you enjoy. Let's do this. Okay then, ladies and gentlemen, we've arrived in the press lounge here at Birmingham City, and the food is here. And look at this bad boy. Bit of beef, bit of mash, bit of carrots. Perfect meal for your November's cold day. The press lounge looking very spanky as well. Look at this. Oh, look at that. Let's get right into it and get this in my belly. Okay then, food is in the belly, and it's time to bring you my media scran rating pitch side. We're back outside now to see the warm-ups. The fans are now coming into the ground. There's the Town away fans, once again, selling out as always. Big shout out to you guys as always. But yes, the rating for the food. Now, visually, it didn't look great, did it? But it did taste nice. I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. I think that's a solid rating for that bit of food. A nice little bit of beef. The vegetables just added to my 5 a day, so that's pretty good. The carrots and the mash and all that. There's some mushrooms in there as well. It was solid, so big shout out to Birmingham. Nice hearty meal to get you ready for 90 minutes of football in the cold in November. And the team news has just dropped as I speak. The team news is as follows. 2 changes to the Town team who beat Plymouth last weekend in the championship. Those changes are as follows. Harry Clark comes in for Brandon Williams, who's ill. He's got the sniffles. Get well soon, Brandon. And Cameron Burgess comes in for George Emerson. Those are the 2 changes. Also a big talking point is, of course, Amari Hutchinson starting once again instead of Kane Jackson. That was a big talking point going into this game. Who will start on the right? And it is the on-loan Chelsea winger, Amari Hutchinson. So there we go then. Let's get right into it. Hope you enjoy as ever. We've also got, of course, the KOA Army's thoughts after this one. I predicted a 2-0 Town win. Luke Wolfenden scored the first goal. Let's see what happens. Let's do this. Well, it's been a wet, miserable day here in Birmingham, and it's ended 2-2. Town had to come from 2 behind to get a draw. Marcus Harness, the man, that scored Town's goal. I'm here with Wazza making his return on Game Day, my friend. Been a miserable wet day, and it's not been the greatest game. Not a great Town performance, but they got the point.
Yeah, I haven't ended it too miserable because they've managed to claw a draw from the jaws of defeat. I mean, first half we looked like we were going nowhere. Thought we came out in the second half, looked the stronger side, and then obviously they got that goal. But McKenna's got the subs right, hasn't he? You know, I thought obviously Harness. I give Harness a really hard time, but credit where it's due. Right place, right time. For that first one. Second one was a lovely goal. He's got us a point, and you know, when you're up there, you find a way to at least get something out of games you're struggling in, and that keeps you up at the sort of right end of the table, don't it? And a word for Dane Scarlett, I think as well. He did really well for that first goal. I think it was like a bit of a step over, beat the man, got the ball across. Good save from Ruddy, to be fair, but ball fell to Harness. So he's had a little bit of people doubting him, saying not sure why he's brought on. On loan, but yeah, did all right there, and come away with a point.
We have, mate, and Huddersfield was pretty similar. The conditions in terms of wet and damp day. We got the point there. Here we had to do it a bit harder from 2 behind. Where were you at when we were 2-0 down? And you're like, Wayne Rooney. There was chants going Rooney. Then we got the goal back, and then of course got the second. But yeah, where were you at when we were 2-0 down?
I mean, when we went 2-0 down, I'm going to be honest, I thought I was kind of getting ready to come on and say, well, we'd have taken only 2 defeats in the first 3 months of the season, but I don't have to say that anymore, Really pleased with just the way they turn it around, the mental strength. Yeah. That fair play to the Birmingham fans. They were really good. They were really loud throughout. I think, they made a pretty intimidating atmosphere. There was always going to be a reaction from Birmingham to their sort of poor run. They were right behind their team today, and at 2-0, you just think they're going to turn it into a bit of a fortress. But, the mental strength that Town showed, particularly from those subs that did come on, has clawed it back to us. You can't really say much more than that, can you, when you've snatched it from 2 down?
Definitely, mate. Yeah, I think a frustrating day, but this team, they show they can go on and go on. They get the point. We missed Brandon Williams though today, didn't we?
Yeah, I thought Williams, would have really grabbed the game by the scruff of the neck and maybe dragged us into that. It felt kind of like Brandon Williams style conditions today, wet and perfect weather for a slide tackle.
But of course we can't just rely on one player.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's the same with Morsey as well. We missed him against Huddersfield. I didn't think today was his best display, and I think if Morsey isn't his usual 8 out of 10, which I think it was a little bit below today.
It was, yeah.
If he has by his standards, bad game, Town seemed to have a bad game. But like you say, Taylor's come on and sort of shored up the midfield. There's not. Like you say, you can't rely on individual players. It's a squad game. McKenna's used his squad today, and we've managed to snatch that draw.
Definitely, man. Well, on to Rotherham. Liam from Crew's up next. Let's see what he's got to say. Thanks to Julie behind the camera filming. I said Liam from Crew is up next, my friend. Great to have you back on. Mm-hmm. Thoughts on that one? 2-0 down, 2-2, a point. Wet day in Birmingham, but that's what we do, don't we?
Strange game, really. Didn't play the best, but then probably 2-2 is probably the least we deserved. Didn't think Birmingham really did that much in the game, to be honest. First 25 minutes, they pressed really high. They got the goal, but they looked dangerous, but without creating much. And then they sat off the press a bit more after that. We got more into the game, but a little bit disjointed. Didn't really know where the goals were going to come from. Got in at half time, and then of course we get the sucker punch straight after the half time break, which again I didn't think actually that we were deserving of that, because we were on top at the start. We were the ones coming out, and then after that it was pretty much all us, but just trying to find a way to break down that defence, that final ball. And then we had those few moments where obviously the open goal, which got deflected just wide. Ruddy was out of the game, and you're just thinking, yeah, it's not our day. And then obviously that last 10 minutes is just utter carnage. We were right at the back of the stand, so it was absolute pandemonium up there, and weird place to put some hospitality boxes right behind the away supporters. So they were not best pleased when we were all trying to get out at the end there. So, and we could have won it. We could have gone on and won it as well. So, but I mean, point fantastic from a position where we were going to lose. Just take whatever you can get on offer, and to come back, it feels like a win, even though it is a point. Feels like a win.
Even McKenna at the end there was like really popping his chest. He knows that's a
I think
point.
He knows how important that is, because I think he knows that we didn't play well today, and obviously we haven't played well for a few games now, but we've always managed to be able to take the lead and be able to cling on to it, whereas today we've had to show a lot of resilience to come from behind and to be 2-0 down as well. To grab a point is a fantastic result. We're not going to win every game this season, but to come back and grab a point like that, it does feel like free today, and the momentum that we can gather from this will just be huge.
Yeah, me and Waz were speaking about the substitutions, like Harness of course coming on and single-handedly won us all. It feels like a win because that final 10 minutes, but he comes on and he had a few doubters, but he's done well. He's now, I think, he's definitely scored. He scored against Hull City, didn't he? But yeah, he's on it at the moment.
He's in great form, isn't he? He's come on and scored goals at really vital times. Obviously, most of the goals he's scored haven't been as vital as the ones today. I mean, he's come on and the game's pretty much done when he's got on the score sheet, whereas today he has pulled it out of the fire. But I want to make a mention to Dane Scarlett, because I think he's struggled. I think he's struggled to adapt since he's come in. Hasn't got a lot of game time, so he's been thrown into games like last 20 minutes, 15. Not a lot to really get going. But today I thought that was the best cameo he's made. He looked really lively and dangerous. Some quick feet there, and almost could have won it at the end as well. So the substitutions made a difference, I think, as they have done so far all season. And it just shows that what Rooney said before the game, where he said we haven't got any outstanding standout players, but the thing is,
we're a team, aren't we?
Everyone works their socks off, and regardless of what you think of some of the other players, a lot of people obviously looked at Harness and thought he'd probably be one of the first to maybe jettison and upgrade. But they're all showing that if you want it, then you can find ways around maybe not having the same level of quality. And what Town has shown at the moment is that they are a very well-oiled machine, and that is what's getting us through games. And we're producing moments of quality when we need it. And today, well, just bloody fantastic. So, go home now with a point in the pocket and be quite happy.
Definitely, my friend. Thanks again for watching Game Day. Thanks to Liam and Wazza for joining me. Up next, Rotherham on a Tuesday night. See you there. Bye-bye for now.